The studio lights gleamed brilliantly on Kelly Clarkson's set, casting a radiant glow across the polished floor and vibrant backdrop. The audience was buzzing with excitement, completely unaware that today's episode would spiral into one of the most unforgettable live television moments in recent memory. Valerie Bertinelli entered the set with her trademark poise and charm, radiating confidence and elegance. But today there was an edge to her demeanor, an invisible tension that hinted something was about to unfold. Kelly welcomed her with her signature warm smile, attempting to ease the atmosphere, yet Valerie's eyes reflected a subtle wariness. "Valerie, it's so wonderful to have you here," Kelly began, her voice cheerful and inviting. "Thank you, Kelly. I'm happy to be here," Valerie replied, her tone polite but measured, lacking her usual effervescence. Initially, the conversation flowed, normally light-hearted jokes and reflections on career and life. However, as the discussion shifted to more personal topics, the air subtly changed. Kelly, known for her unfiltered honesty, couldn't help but probe further. "I read your recent interview," Kelly said, leaning slightly forward. "You said something that sparked quite a reaction online about handling criticism." Valerie's smile tightened. There was a flicker of irritation in her eyes. "Well, Kelly, everyone has their own opinion. That's life," she said firmly, almost cutting off the topic. The audience sensed the subtle shift immediately. What began as a standard friendly interview was turning into a quiet standoff. Kelly, unaware that certain topics were off limits for Valerie, continued to press questions with her signature candidness. Valerie answered with careful restraint, yet her patience was wearing thin. The cameras captured every small twitch, every raised eyebrow, every tense pause. Behind the scenes, the producers exchanged worried glances. The energy in the studio had shifted from casual conversation to palpable tension. Suddenly, Valerie's gaze sharpened. "I think we're getting off track," she said, her tone cutting through the polite banter. Kelly paused, recognizing the invisible barrier between them. She attempted to pivot back to safer territory, but the spark had already ignited. The audience leaned forward, sensing that the exchange was escalating beyond a typical interview. Valerie's professional composure was cracking, revealing the frustration she usually kept hidden. "Maybe we should move on," Kelly suggested cautiously. "No, Kelly, I think we're done here," Valerie said firmly, standing her ground. The words hit the room like a bomb. The audience gasped audibly. The camera zoomed in on Valerie, her posture rigid, her resolve unmistakable. This wasn't just a heated discussion. It was about to become a moment in live television history. The tension lingered as the scene faded toward a commercial break. Behind the cameras, producers scrambled to figure out how to manage the situation, while the audience remained riveted, witnessing a rare clash between two strong personalities. As the episode resumed, the tension between Valerie and Kelly had escalated into a full-blown on-air battle. Subtlety was gone. Kelly, trying to steer the conversation back toward humor, was met with sharp, cutting responses from Valerie. The audience was captivated. Some leaned in, some gasped, and others whispered among themselves, unsure whether to laugh, cheer, or cringe. "You know, Valerie," Kelly began, forcing a tight-lipped smile, "some people think you can't handle tough questions." Valerie's expression hardened immediately. "Well, Kelly, some people think you should mind your own business before commenting on mine," she fired back, her voice echoing across the studio. The audience murmured in disbelief. Behind the scenes, the producers were now visibly tense, realizing that the exchange had crossed into uncharted territory. Kelly leaned forward, refusing to retreat, while Valerie's patience finally snapped. "I'm just asking for honesty," Kelly pressed. "And I'm giving it!" Valerie shot back abruptly, rising from her chair. The sudden movement sent a ripple of shock through the crew. Cameras shook slightly, and even the floor, managers' frantic gestures, couldn't calm the unfolding chaos. Valerie's frustration was evident. She would not allow herself to be manipulated, humiliated, or put on the defensive under the bright lights of live television. Kelly, equally determined, refused to back down. Her voice remained firm, but her smile faltered as the confrontation intensified. The audience sensed the energy building, their excitement blending with tension in the room. "Maybe this interview isn't working," Valerie declared, her tone final. Before anyone could respond, she turned sharply and walked off the stage. The cameras caught the stunned reactions of the audience, the shocked crew, and even Kelly herself, momentarily frozen in disbelief. What had begun as a casual talk show appearance had transformed into an unforgettable live confrontation. We'll be right back, Kelly stammered, regaining a fraction of control. Producers whispered urgent instructions while the audience buzzed with disbelief. Social media would erupt in minutes. Clips were already being shared and analyzed. This wasn't just a spat. It was an iconic TV moment. During the commercial break, backstage tension reached its peak. Valerie, calm now but resolute, prepared to leave. Her team guided her efficiently, ensuring her exit was professional, protecting her dignity. Kelly, meanwhile, huddled with producers, working quickly to salvage the remainder of the show. "We need to spin this carefully," one producer muttered. "It's already spinning itself," Kelly replied, running a hand through her hair, half smiling, half frustrated. Outside the studio, fans immediately began sharing every detail on social media. Clips of the confrontation went viral within minutes, trending on multiple platforms. News outlets quickly reported, Valerie Bertinelli kicked off Kelly Clarkson's show after on-air battle. The headline alone drew millions of views. Valerie issued a short statement. "I respect the show, but some conversations shouldn't be forced. I made my choice." Kelly later addressed the incident on her social media, emphasizing the unpredictable nature of live TV and the importance of professionalism. Fans and critics debated endlessly who was in the right, who overreacted, and what really transpired behind the scenes. The episode became a defining moment in talk show history. Valerie maintained her dignity, while Kelly faced both criticism and support for how she handled the confrontation. The tension, drama, and raw honesty captivated millions, creating an unforgettable live television moment that would be replayed and discussed for years to come. Ultimately, both women remained respected public figures. But the episode became legendary, a reminder that live television is unpredictable, and sometimes even the brightest smiles conceal a storm beneath.